final demo will be presented by senior members Annika Trivers and Charlotte MacLaine of the Cavendish 4-H Club with a demo titled Cheddar and Herb Biscuits.
You know, Charlotte, with all this chilly weather, I'm in the mood for something warm out of the oven.
You're so right. I could always go for some homemade comfort food.
Ugh, but I don't really feel like going to the store for a bunch of complicated ingredients.
Actually, I think I know a simple recipe that we could make with ingredients that we probably already have around the house. Remember our cooking project from last year?
Oh, I know exactly which recipe you're talking about. Good afternoon, Madam Chairperson, honorable judges, family, friends, and fellow 4-H'ers.
My name is Charlotte, and this is my 6th year in 4-H. This year, I am taking the Healthy Living Project and also a Foods Project.
My name is Annika, and this is my 8th year on 4-H. I will also be taking a Healthy Living and Foods Project this year.
We can make cheddar and herb biscuits.
That's the perfect comfort food on a cold day, and they're super easy to make.
These biscuits are crumb-believable.
The materials you will need are a fork, a grater, a baking sheet, parchment paper, measuring cups and spoons, a large bowl, a small bowl, and a pastry brush or spoon. And the ingredients are 1 3/4 cup of flour, 4 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 tablespoon of sugar, 1 tablespoon and 2 pinches of parsley, 1 teaspoon of salt, or half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon and 2 pinches of garlic powder, 1 cup of shredded cheddar cheese, a 1/4 cup and 2 tablespoons of butter, and 1 cup of milk.
The procedure you will need to follow is preheat the oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit, whisk together flour, baking powder, sugar, parsley, salt, and garlic powder, cut in butter until mixture resembles coarse crumbs, add cheese and milk, mixing with a fork until a ragged dough forms, drop by 1/4 cupfuls 1 inch apart onto a baking sheet lined with parchment paper. Bake for 13 to 15 minutes or until lightly brown. While biscuits are baking, melt 2 tablespoons of butter in a small bowl. Stir in garlic powder and parsley. And when biscuits come out of the oven, spread garlic butter over the top and enjoy.
Now let's get started.
Before we begin, don't forget to wash your hands. For the purpose of the demonstration, we will be using hand sanitizer.
First, preheat your oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. Then, whisk together your flour, baking powder, sugar, parsley, salt, and garlic powder. You can use a fork or a whisk to mix these ingredients together.
These biscuits are great as a side to any soup or chili, and they're even great on their own with a little bit of butter. Next, cut in the butter until the mixture resembles coarse crumbs.
To cut in the butter just means to break it up into smaller pieces so that your biscuits are nice and flaky when they come out of the oven.
Keep in mind that for this step, it'll be a lot easier to mix in your butter if the butter is already at room temperature and cut into small cubes.
Next, add the cheese and milk and mix with a fork until a ragged dough forms. This is a great opportunity to use your ABL cheese block that you purchased from 4-H at the start of the year.
It's important that during this step you don't overmix the dough, otherwise the biscuits will turn out tough.
Hey Charlotte, do you want to hear a joke?
Yeah.
Why did the biscuit go to the doctor?
I don't know, I did it.
It was feeling crummy.
That's a good one.
Next, you can drop by 1/4 cupfuls apart, 1 inch apart onto the baking sheet.
Hey Annika, I have a joke.
Yeah, Charlotte?
What is a biscuit's favorite band?
I don't know, what is a biscuit's favorite band?
The Rolling Scones.
This recipe yields about 12 biscuits.
Next, you can bake your biscuits for about 13 to 15 minutes or until lightly brown. Keep in mind, every oven is different.
And what takes these biscuits to the next level is the garlic butter topping. So while the biscuits are baking, you can melt 2 tablespoons of butter in a small bowl in the microwave for 30 seconds.
When the butter is melted, you can then stir in your garlic powder and parsley.
And then when the biscuits come out of the oven, use a brush or a spoon to spread the garlic butter over the biscuits and enjoy.
Your final product should look something like this.
Now, to review, the ingredients you will need are 1 3/4 cup of flour, 4 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 tablespoon of sugar, 1 tablespoon and 2 pinches of parsley, half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon and 2 pinches of garlic powder, 1 cup of shredded cheddar cheese, 1/4 cup and 2 tablespoons of butter, 1 cup of milk. And the materials are a fork, a grater, a baking sheet, parchment paper, measuring cups and spoons, a large bowl, a small bowl, and a pastry brush or spoon.
To review, the procedure you will need to follow is to first preheat the oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. Whisk together flour, baking powder, sugar, parsley, salt, and garlic powder. Cut in butter until the mixture resembles coarse crumbs. Add cheese and milk, mixing with a fork until ragged dough forms. Drop by quarter cupfuls, 1 inch apart, onto a baking sheet lined with parchment paper. Bake for 13 to 15 minutes, or until lightly brown. While biscuits are baking, melt 2 tablespoons of butter in a small bowl. Stir in garlic powder and parsley, and when biscuits come out of the oven, spread garlic butter over the top and enjoy.
These really are the perfect comfort food.
Not to mention, they were super easy to make.
And we didn't even have to go to the store.
Nothing can get cheddar than this. Are there any questions?
Have you ever tried to do a gluten-free version?
We haven't tried, but you really just have to switch out the flour for gluten-free flour like almond or corn.
One other question. Where did you get the recipe for this? Or
I got this recipe during grade 10 when I took a foods and nutrition class, and we used it again in a 4-H project last year because we liked it so much, and now we're using it in our demonstrations because it's that good.
That concludes the presentations for the 2024 Provincial 4-H Demonstrations Competition. Thank you to all of our members and congratulations on a job well done. The results will be announced after the judges have had some time to deliberate. Please remain seated until the judges have left the room. At that time, you are welcome to join us for some refreshments.